Today's episode is going to start at Best Buy. Do you know what that means? Well, it means that I'm going to buy a new camera. That's usually what happens when an episode starts at Best Buy, but we're going to go thrifting after that, so stick around. Oh yes. Oh no. Do you see any 9s?
Nope.
I swear the internet said they had some. So, strangely, there's no GoPro 9s in here, but he said there's 38 of them in the back. He's going to go get one. So, we're gonna get one today, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. You know what's cool? I didn't know this. The new GoPro comes with its own little carrying case. Yeah. Used to, they came in like a clear plastic box. Can't wait to open this up. Okay, official GoPro 9 unboxing, I guess, is what's gonna happen now. I'm gonna be very careful opening this because every single year that the new GoPros come out, I sell my old ones. And when I sell them, I include all the original packaging, and it usually helps me sell them a little bit quicker. So, ooh, but this little case is wonderful. Oh, hold on. Ooh.
Don't get your nose oil all over it.
My nose oil. Give it a sniff.
I don't want to get my nose oil all over it.
Well, Hannah doesn't want to put her nose oil on it.
I can smell it from here.
I know, right? It's kind of cooked in there. I can't remember. It's giving me a very... I'll have to think later what the smell is.
It's permeating the van.
Yes, it is. So, USB-C. The battery is huge. Look at this. Some of you guys may or may not care. I'll put a link below to this camera if you want to go look at it online. There's the battery out of the old GoPro. Look at that. More battery life. The GoPro itself is huge. I mean, it's still the reason that I make such a big deal about these GoPros. If I were left to my own devices, there are bigger, fancier, more capable cameras I'd rather carry around. But you guys know the kind of videos we shoot. We gotta be stealthy. You know, we gotta go inside of stores and stuff and shoot. So the smaller the better. Now this one is a little bit bigger. Look at how big that screen is. But yeah, I do this every year. I keep us upgraded. I keep us on the newest GoPro. And I think it helps make our videos a little bit better and better year by year. You want to make a bet on how much battery life it has?
Out of the box?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 10%.
10? I'm going to be generous and go with like 50. It's going to come on. I mean, that was the first power on, but it didn't seem to come on any faster than the old one does. Okay, we're getting a setup menu. This is awesome. Okay, it had 19%. You win.
Yay!
But here, let me show you real quick. The biggest new feature about this GoPro, you see, it's got a screen on the front showing me what's going on, showing me myself in the center frame. And this GoPro right here that I'm talking to does not have that. And that's very helpful, very, very helpful. But the other big feature, and some of you can probably appreciate this, it has an audio meter. You can turn on an audio meter so you can see if your audio is recording. We used to use wireless microphones with this GoPro. You guys probably remember when there was a time when our videos was different, where I'd put the camera down in the thrift store and I'd walk around and look back at the camera and talk to it. And I kind of liked that. I kind of prefer that kind of thing. But it got to the point where sometimes our audio was recording and sometimes it wasn't, because on these older GoPros, there's no way to check. You never know until you either turn the camera back on and replay it, or you take it home and look at it on your computer. But now I can wear my microphone, I can give it a tap, and a little audio meter will bounce. And that, honestly, that's 80% of the reason why I bought this, so I can have better control over our audio. But that's just, audio's so important, so that's why I was excited about it. But this front screen's so awesome. But we're gonna go to the Goodwill BINS now, and try this bad boy out. But I'm gonna have to charge it on the way because we've got 18%. Oh, this is so great. I've got a lot of settings to change too. It's not on 4K yet. But yeah, if you want one of these, if you want to do thrifting videos in any way like we do, I recommend probably first your cell phone as most incognito. But if you want a camera with independent controls and stuff that's a little bit different, a little bit better, I recommend this, the GoPro 9. Now with carrying case. This is not sponsored. But it is awesome. Goodwill BINS. I must say this camera charges pretty quickly also. There was probably a 20-minute drive and it's charged about 75%, much like. Now let's go shop the Goodwill BINS.
very excited about today. I love the bins. It's gonna be a good time. And it's funny that he's using the 9, I'm using the 8, so you're gonna get a nice back-to-back comparison on footage. Maybe you'll notice. I probably wouldn't notice, but hey, some of you might.
First things first, I'm pretty sure this is a potato gun. Danger.
Just walked in the door, there's so many Levi's. It's wild. I don't know how many I'm gonna pick up today because the medium wash isn't something I really need a ton of, but I do need light wash, so these are good.
I've been building some cool stuff out of custom boxes like this, and I may or may not get this, I'm not sure yet. It's a little dirty and I don't need these moving parts. But whether or not I'll use this box to build something else or I'll take it home and salvage the parts off of it, like the other custom box I just built for my guitar pedals needs these latches, so I could just reattach this to those. But I need more of this stuff for sure.
Just found a piece I'm very excited about. A black denim jacket. Sweet. I don't find a ton of denim jackets and I don't find a ton that are in different colors. But now I've got a blue one at home and now I've got a black one. I bet you can't guess what I'm gonna do with them. Getting out the scissors.
There's a little bit of Nerf here, but this gun's busted. Ooh, that's very nice. Is there more? There's a lot more. There is the other half of that gun that was broken. There's a semi-hard to find gun. Look at that. More darts. I'll take that. Better make sure there's nothing else in here.
This is so weird. It's got little wheels.
There's absolutely no way this is all here, right? Super Mario chess. I'm already dropping pieces. It's pretty messed up. Oh man. Oh man. These figures are great on their own, but it definitely doesn't look like it's all here. I'm gonna have to investigate. So it might actually mostly be here because this is one set. The second set's down here with the pawns and such. So I've counted it all up. There's actually just a Yoshi and one of the princesses missing, and then most of the checkers. Well, I dug through here pretty hard and I ended up finding the other Yoshi, but still missing a princess. She might be in there, and I could dig harder and probably find it, but honestly, it's not in the best shape. I'll just try to find it at a regular Goodwill one of these days. But I did find a couple more. But I did find a couple of these little pet shops, which is always nice.
Oh my God, I didn't get this bin, but I wish I did.
I'm only gonna take a couple things to get this to the rest.
What? This is really cool. Plates here too. Now this is an immediate buy.
So I really wouldn't mind taking this home and digging through it on the big camera just so we can all look at it together closer, but I don't want 90% of what's in here. I'm gonna take the Star Wars figures. I think there's an Amidala in there. But let's take a look at it real quick and see what we find. Oh, thought I saw her. Guess I'll just take it out by the handful. Ooh, more Star Wars. I'll take all that I can get. You guys comment below. Anybody been watching the new Mandalorian? I was kind of slacking on it, but I just binge watched all of it at once. And pretty good. Pretty good. What do we got? Oh, did you see that? I dropped him. It's half of Mario. That's funny. I'll take it. There's so much nonsense in here. Lego shark. A lamp. A metal lamp. Oh. I found Mario's head, so I'm glad we dug through it. Bag full of tiny Thomas and Friends. That's pretty cool.
These chairs are so pretty. Again, green, red velvet, maybe yellow.
This is another one of those moments where we didn't get something awesome on camera because Hannah walked right in the door and found them instantly. She found two, was there 2 Wii remotes?
Yeah.
But 2 nice condition Wii remotes, pretty cool. Heck yeah, that went pretty well. I got a bag full of absolute nonsense. I mean, it was kind of wild. I got a bag full of clothes, as usual. And this GoPro didn't give me any hard time. Normally, when I buy a brand new GoPro for the first time, usually I buy it right when it comes out. So the newest updates aren't really installed on it yet. Usually it's just a little bit problematic, but it didn't give me any problems. I remember when I bought the GoPro 8 brand new on launch day, this is a couple weeks before there was an update. It just acted crazy half the time, but so far, smooth sailing with this one. The main thing I'm excited about today is this box of Beanie Baby cards, and that's because I already have a huge chunk of them at home that one of you guys sent me. And Hannah, out of all the stuff we collect, we both have a whole bookcase where we just pick 5 things for 5 shelves that we want to kind of collect and display in our game room. But one of Hannah's is Beanie Babies. So I've been trying real hard to get the whole Beanie Baby card collection set together. And this even looks organized, is what's nuts. It's not quite organized in number order, but like a lot of the same sets are organized together in this box. So this will be really easy to go home and start bindering these cards with finally. I love collectible card stuff. And it doesn't show up at the bins a ton. And there's even more in there from other TV shows, but we'll look at that at the close-up camera at home, so stick around. We're home now, and I now have the mighty Pantar, who's gonna help me out trying out the slow motion on this camera. Are you ready? You ready, Toby? Ooh, you gotta be fast. You gotta be fast, it's gonna be slow-mo. Ooh, you big goofball. So we've kind of had a pretty good bins week on this channel, I think. We've been several times this week, several times more than usual. And go back and watch the last week's worth of episodes if you haven't yet. You'll kind of see that we talked about the bins even more than usual too. Just what we use it for. I've showed you guys some cool stuff that I bring home to make other stuff out of, like this record player, formerly a record player, now a guitar pedal board. And today I just wanted to add on something extra. These are some parts that I salvaged off of those boxes. They were, I don't even know what they were. One of them was an art set and the other one was a custom foam case, or a foam case that was customizable. And I just took my screwdriver and took those latches off, and I'm going to add these latches to each side of my custom guitar pedal case so that it latches. Because right now it just latches there. So even if it's latched, I kind of can carry it around. If I shake it too much, these hinges are undone, so it's just going to come off. So we really just need to attach the top one, and then we'll make sure the bottom one's in the right place. This is so small, and this wood and the leather that this is about to go through is soft that I'm not pre-drilling these holes. I'm just kind of going at it and just putting pressure on it. To be completely honest, should drill that right in the side of this wood. And screw it in. And there you go. There's a latch. So now, as I walk around town, like I'm going to walk out on town with my guitar pedal board. Obviously, I need to put the other one on there, but we don't have to sit here and do that on camera now. But eventually, there will be 3, and I'll just unlatch them just like that. And it's time to jam. It's very useful. It's not gonna fall apart on me if ever I want to go to a jam session. And that's what I use the bins for. Just as much as we make money and resell, I fuel all my hobbies with the bins. That's really the only point of me showing you this. I'm very happy to have access to stuff like that. Because if you want to order that off Amazon, I'm sure there's a couple bucks you can buy some latches on Amazon. Or a lot of the times with small stuff like that, you've got to buy a bulk bag of 25 of them. I don't need 25. I've just recycled something else, you know. There you go. Now let's move on. There's one more thing I want to take a look at before we wrap this video up. I want to take a closer look at my Gigapet and Tamagotchi collection. It is a humble collection. There's nothing terribly special here. A couple McDonald's, and here's that's a Gigapet, whereas these are Tamagotchis. And this is really interesting. Here's one I already had, and we brought this home from a Goodwill BINS haul from, you remember when we brought home the huge pallet full of keychains, etc.? That was in there. And then this is the one I brought home today, and it's just a larger version of that. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't know the utmost about these. These are just the kind of random nostalgia nonsense that I like to collect. But this one's dated 97 that I brought home today, and there is no date on this teeny one. So I'm sure it's something I could Google and find out, but I don't know if those came out at the same time, a little bit later, if they were some smaller remakes, but I'm super into it. I'm very happy. I just like 90s things that came in all different colors. I can't wait to one of these days hang these up on the background where we shoot here. You know, this is actually, they hang just out of shot now, but these usually hang up here. It's just where I keep them, so I know where they're at. But I'm going to have to build a really good custom display one of these days for my Gigapets, my Tamagotchis. Whatever I say later in this video is my find of the day, I'm lying to you. That's my find of the day. Anytime I can bring one of those home is awesome. But I do want to say, I can't wait to build the display to hang these on, because you know when I do, I'm going to go buy some trash from the bins and bring it home and hang these things on them. Just to hit home again how magical of a place the bins is. Now, let's finish this video. We've got quite a few things to talk about from the bins. A whole lot of nonsense, really. Interestingly, the last time that we walked in the Goodwill bins and there was non-clothing bins in the front of the store, rather the back room where you usually see me digging through the bins. Last time that they did that, there was keychains and this other awesome stuff. About, 2 months ago, we had a huge keychain haul for the first time, and we hadn't seen them do it since. We went in there today. There was bins up front. It's full of Cabbage Patch dolls, trading cards, keychains, and the bulk of the good part of our haul today. So that was really interesting. I hope we go back tomorrow or the next day and they're still doing that, because that was awesome. But let's go through some of your clothes real quick, because we both got nonsense in this bag we found.
I got a couple of good pieces. This vintage Lee jacket, it's just ultra distressed.
Wow.
Just super cool.
That is pretty roughed up. So you like it that way?
I do. I don't know if everybody does, but I'm sure enough people do that I could probably sell it.
Right.
2 pairs of nice Wranglers that are pretty decent sizes.
Very vintagey.
Got those babies going. These are probably my faves.
Oh, because of the bejewels, the
little bedazzles on them. They're real cute. As far as profit goes, this baby is very good.
Let's show them the Adidas symbol. That black, white, puffy jackets with Adidas symbol on them. We've sold tons of them. A little bit of a story time. Where was it? Why did I go home? I think it was a friend's wedding or something. I can't remember, but I flew home for just like the day, but I flew into Nashville Airport, in and out of Nashville Airport. And as a lot of you know, there's 2 Goodwill bins in Nashville. We've been to both of them on the channel. But my friend and I, we went to one of the bins right before I got on the airport because he'd never been to one. He'd been watching our channel and he wanted to go. And about the only thing I found there was one of those jackets, but it was like a $200 one. It was the huge one. It was big on me. It was one of a kind almost. It was nuts. And I was freaking out because I was like, what do I do? He's like, I'll mail it to you. I was like, we don't want to do that. It's too much. Maybe you could just put it in your closet. I'll get it next time I drive home. And finally, at the end, I was like, just F it. And I wore it on the airplane the whole way home. Now, luckily, it was winter, and it was pretty cold, and I was comfortable enough on the plane. But I'm so big and wide anyways that, like, I already spill over into the other seats. So here I was already a 4-foot-wide man with a 2-foot-wide coat on, sitting in between 2 people, making them uncomfortable because of this big jacket. But that's what that reminds me of, because it looked like that, just huge and tall.
Yeah, it was super tall, and I remember coming to pick you up at the airport, and I saw you from behind, and I just saw Adidas on your butt.
Yeah, and you did, but like I didn't tell you about it before I came home, so she was surprised. I was like, surprise bin trip, which are the best. All right, what else did you get?
This really cool Liz Sport windbreaker. I like the colors of it.
That is
Very
pretty.
nice. And this one I'm very excited about because it's my first black denim jacket I can cut up and make color block jackets out of.
That'll be a custom job real soon. Well, I got a bunch of trading card stuff. Honestly, you know, like there's the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie. Yeah, trading card set. I wasn't as interested in those as I really am the sleeves, but and of course you can look right here. This is my big box of Beanie Baby cards. I am interested in those. We will binder those and keep them. And some of this stuff, the Babylon 5, I don't think I'm going to keep. I don't dislike Babylon 5 and all that stuff and the Robin Hood movie, but I'm not trying to keep every trading card, collecting card that exists. But what I will be able to do with these is we're going to start selling our spare cards and cards we don't want in our antique malls, and I'll just have tables and boxes full of them. So these will all probably get put in a box. If these are complete, they'll get put in a box and labeled complete, and I'll sell them complete. That's the first time, I think, since we started our other channel and started doing a lot of trading card stuff that just stacks of cards like that have showed up at the bins.
I think so, yeah.
One of the finds of the day is this G.I. Joe puzzle. That kind of thing's been selling at one of our antique malls really well, so pretty excited about that. Hannah, tell them about these.
Okay, there was a bunch of Cabbage Patch Kids there, which you saw, and we have a few of them in the booth. We haven't sold any yet, so we didn't get any more of them, but I think some of the reasons that they aren't moving quite quickly is because a lot of them are missing clothes, so I got all the clothes off of them.
Right.
And then I got this little Kellogg's dinner set. It's so cute.
I didn't realize what it was till just now. That might be worth something to somebody.
I think it'd be really cute for like, well, I guess they're glass, so maybe not for a baby, but it's just this cute little kids set.
Yeah, so we got a pile of extra Cabbage Patch Kids clothes just in case we need them, and there's some darts.
Sweet.
But yeah, we haven't sold any yet. We have some naked ones laying around, and they won't be naked anymore. That's all there really is to it. Some Wii stuff.
Wii stuff.
Hannah found that as soon as we walked in the door. I didn't really need to buy this, but it was in box, and there's a cool level up coin in it. Okay, cool.
Sweet.
There were more keychains, which was funny. It almost felt like those bins were full of stuff left over from the first time we dug through bins full of keychains.
Kinda.
But that's Voldemort. I don't really know how to sell these. I get tired of bagging stuff up to sell in our antique mall. I hate selling stuff that's too small to just put a sticker on, but these are so cool. I just couldn't leave them. And then that's pretty much full of still, well, I got one of those sand timers that's really neat. But it has a 1, 2, 3 minute timer. That's cool. Couple more of those bad boys. Littlest Pet Shops. You probably didn't even see me find those, did you? This keychain is a phone book.
Neat.
And so that's one of the biggest sellers in one of our 3 malls has been keychains. We've been putting them in there for $1 to $5. I don't think that's a $5 keychain, but that's squarely a $3 keychain. People people that collect keychains like this special stuff, so that's been selling for us pretty well. And there's other nonsense in here. You know, there's a Lego shark and those I forgot about the Star Wars figures that I found. A few of them. That big bag of nonsense that I went and ripped open.
Yeah.
There were a few nonsense figures, and then Mega Block Mario or whatever. His head's in here somewhere too. But is that everything that we got?
I think so.
Besides the Tamagotchi, I didn't show this to Hannah. I just showed you guys before we did this, but isn't that awesome?
So cute.
We got the baby one and the regular one. So like you can put that on your keychain, and I'll put not because you're the baby, but because size proportion. This is about representative of us. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for going with us to the bins all week this week. We had fun. I don't know if we'll go to the bins next week quite this much. We might. We're enjoying ourselves. It's just, as you can probably tell, it's a little bit more difficult to make content at the bins. It's easy for us to shop at the bins, clearly, because everything's there. But I just trust me when I say this. It's difficult to walk around there with your camera and avoid people and try not to bother people with it and stuff. It's not the easiest thing to do, but we do enjoy doing it. But it's just hard to do it as much as we'd like sometimes. But you guys have been responding really well to how much we've been doing it. We'll definitely continue to go next week a little bit more than usual. What's your favorite thing that we brought home today?
Probably the Adidas jacket.
Just because it's gonna make you some money.
It's not like something that I would be excited to wear, but I know that the person that buys it will be very excited.
Well, I should go with my GoPro. I think should be my find of the day. probably between my GoPro and the Tamagotchi.
I can't believe we found another Tamagotchi.
Well, and also I didn't tell you guys this, nor did I catch it on camera. The bin that had most of this good stuff in it, someone else got to first, and he dug through it all. He looked at everything.
He was I know the guy a little bit, so I talked to him whenever he found it. He said he specifically went to that bin because it had Baby Sinclair from the dinosaurs. It was like this big.
Wow.
Look back in the footage, you'll see it there.
Okay.
But it was super cool, and he grabbed that and pretty much walked away.
Yeah, he looked at the G.I. Joe puzzle and the cards, and he's just like, I don't know what to do with any of this. And I stood there politely watching him because I wanted almost everything in the bin, and we were going to talk about getting the Cabbage Patch dolls, but we just decided against it. But I watched him just kind of look even past the Tamagotchi, and finally he left, and I was just like, put it all in my cart. But you guys comment below before we go and let us know what your favorite thing we brought home today was, and then make sure those notifications are turned on. Hit the subscribe button. Join our Discord. There's a link in this video's description. Come over there and hang out with us. Show us if you've been to the bins or anything like it lately. Come show us pictures of what you're picking up, and come back to a future episode on our other channel, Rubber Duck Yellow. Also link in the video's description. And I'm gonna make a video about these cards soon, because not only do I have that, here's my collection I already had. So that's actually a bag from one of you guys. I'll be making a whole video of those on our other channel real soon. So make sure you're subscribed to it too. And until tomorrow, guys, peace out.